What's up, Facebook? What's going on? What is going on? I'm just sharing my post real quick to my group and to my personal page. All right, so share on my timeline, post. Okay, so let's have a conversation today. By the way, welcome. This is Kendra Woods of KendraKWoods.com, mindset coach to service-based female entrepreneurs. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about a conversation that I was just having with one of my biz besties, right? You guys, when her and I talk, I swear to God, we get so fired up and so passionate, about this life of entrepreneurship and the work that we get to do and the people that we get to serve. And of course, we start talking about some of the things that we see amongst potential clients or in the industry or whatever, and it just fires us up, right? And so today we talked about a myriad of things. I mean, we talked about, women in corporate America, coming out of corporate America into entrepreneurship. We talked about, your truth, literally being exposed when you come into this whole game of entrepreneurship. We talked about, not being able to take on the emotional baggage of other people anymore, the feeling of scarcity, that you don't want to babysit your clients. We talked about some of everything, right? But my main message for you today that I really want to talk about is saying you really want it. And I want you to look within yourself and say, what is that it for you, right? But what I'm going to speak of is in terms of saying you want it, saying you want the business, saying you want the success, saying you want, the recognition, the money or whatever, but then not being willing to put in the work. Hey, whoever hopped on, say hi. And so here's where this comes from. A lot of this thought came to me actually yesterday, and I posted a blog about it, right? And the blog was titled, "Being Lukewarm About Your Business and Life Will Always Leave You in a Space of Indecisiveness." Hey guys, say hi when you hop on. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. You cannot be lukewarm about what it is that you want, right? It's either an absolute yes for you or it's an absolute no for you. There is no in between. When we find ourselves, hey Anita, when we find ourselves in that space in the middle, we find ourselves being indecisive, waffling back and forth. What are we going to do? What are we not going to do, right? And so it occurred to me yesterday because I found myself in that space with the people or the clients that I said I wanted to work with, right? And so I said, Kendra, you've got to make a decision already. You've got to just get clear and make a decision. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you're new in business, or I don't care if you've been in business for however many years, you know that you have to have a certain level of clarity to actually see some forward momentum, right? And so yesterday I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? I had a moment where I had to coach myself in my mindset because I could tell that I was in that space of scarcity. And so what do I mean by that? A few months ago, I made the decision that I wanted to work with female entrepreneurs, right? When I first started my business a little over a year ago, it was solely focused just on, professional women. And I've narrowed it down to no, I want to work with entrepreneurs. But then I also said I want to work with entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. But here's where I got myself in trouble. Subconsciously, I wasn't tuning in to what it was that I was really doing. And I want you to hear what I'm saying, and I want you to apply this where maybe you see fit for you. What I was saying to myself is, okay, Kendra, you want to work with entrepreneurs and you want to also work with aspiring entrepreneurs, right? Here's what I learned. I put out a post. I've been promoting my free group, Epic Boss Babes. I've been promoting it like hard the past couple of weeks, right? Because I'm calling in those people who resonate with my message of entrepreneurship, of creating your dreams and desires through your mindset, right? And there's questions that people have to answer before they can get into my group. One of those questions is, are you an entrepreneur? And if you are, how long have you been in business? The second question is, if you're not an entrepreneur, do you aspire to be an entrepreneur? And the third question is something around, what do you find is your biggest challenge, right? So here's what I was getting. Number one, I was getting people who were sending me requests to join the group, but they weren't answering the question. And then I was finding the second thing is people were requesting to join the group and they were answering the question, but they were saying, no, I'm not an entrepreneur. Yes, I aspire to be an entrepreneur. And then when I would ask them, what is your challenge? The answers were, well, I just need the motivation, or, I know that I want to, start a business, but, I can't really get myself started. Okay. And here's why I put the brakes on. And I was like, you know what? No. You've got to either be hot, like on fire about the fact that yes, you want a business and that you're going to create it, or you're either going to be cold about it and say, no, that's not what I choose to do. I want to be in corporate America. There's nothing wrong with either one, right? But being that in that place in the middle where you're kind of like, you got your foot in corporate, but then you got your foot out here in entrepreneurship and you kind of like are waffling back and forth, that's not going to work. And so it became very evident to me that I needed to get more clear on who it is that I'm speaking to, right? Because there are so many of us out there that would say, yes, I want a business. Right? If we were in an auditorium full of people and we asked everybody in there, hey, who wants their own business, right? Who wants to own their own business and be their own CEO? Everybody in there would raise their hand and go, oh my gosh, me, right? But if I gave everybody in that auditorium a truth serum where they had to tell me the truth for the next question, and I would then say to them, how many of you out there are willing to stay up every night, maybe until 12 while you're working your job to build your business? How many of you are willing to do the personal development that is required of you in order to excel in your business? How many of you are willing to face the fears and face maybe some of the wounds that have hurt you in your life? How many of you are willing to face them so that you can heal them and move forward? Right? How many of you are willing to show up and be seen and be visible and put your message out there and not really be too concerned about what other people say about you? If I would ask that question, I bet you I really would probably only have maybe 5 people out of 100 say, yes, it's what I want, right? Because here's the truth of this. And this is what I see just out with people that want to join my group, with clarity sessions that I've done, is that we want what we want, but we're not willing to do the work to get what we want, right? We don't want to sit down and we don't want to hustle it out, right? And when I say hustle, I don't mean like, stressing yourself out and overwhelming yourself and all that good stuff. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you're willing to diligently put in the work every single day. I don't care if it's 5 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day, whatever. I don't care if that's what it is, but you're willing to put in the work to create your vision, right? Let me know if that is you. If you're watching this right now, either live or maybe even if you're watching it recorded, I want to know if that's you. If you're that kind of person that says, yes, I want it. Yes, I desire to have my business, or I've already launched my business, but maybe you just need that additional, that push. You need the more mindset work. You need the internal shifts to take place to get you there. I want to know if that's you. Because the thing is, when we choose to be lukewarm about what it is that we want, we're not going to get it. So Anita, you say, yes, truthfully, I'm willing because I've done that for my employer and I'm willing to put it for myself. Exactly. That is exactly where I was, Anita, right? Where I was working for corporate and I'm like, wait a minute. Now I am working my tail off for your dream, right? I'm working my tail off for what it is that you want to see happen, but I'm not doing that for myself. Right? And it all comes down to a certain level of self-worth, right? Where we have to really realize that, yes, we are worth the time, the effort, the energy. We're worth some of the failures. We're worth, some of the, late nights that we may have. We are worth that. Right? And we're worthy to put that and invest it into ourselves. Right? And the thing is, I was telling my friend, when we were talking about business, I said, when it comes to entrepreneurship, some people will say that entrepreneurs can be made, right? And then other people say, well, entrepreneurs are born. And I have kind of been on the fence about that until I fully took the plunge into entrepreneurship. And I said, you know what? No, entrepreneurs are born because here's the thing, when you've always known at some point, if you're honest with yourself, you've always known at some point that you are supposed to be doing your own thing, that you are supposed to be the CEO of your vision, of your business, right? You've always known that you were supposed to show up and that you had a message and that you were supposed to help people and impact people and that you were created to make a difference, right? Like, you know that on some level. And, I remember being in my 20s and I knew it then. I knew, that I wasn't created to be in a corporate environment where people say, do this, dress this way, speak this way, send out your emails this way. I was just like, wait a minute, no, this is not working, right? Because I'm a creative person. I love to speak. I love to write. I love to be expressive, right? And so I found myself then working in careers that kind of gave me that feeling of entrepreneurship, but weren't fully entrepreneurship, right? So I was in sales, right, where I had to perform. And, I had to, put myself out there and do the work. So it felt like entrepreneurship, but I was still being dictated by somebody else higher than me saying, I need you to do this, and this, right? And so, it really hit me that, okay, Kendra, you've got to get honest with yourself here. And you've got to understand that you're not fully making the decision about who it is that you want to work with, right? So then I had to sit down and do the work and really outline what it is that I want to create in my business and in my life, right? And here's the thing. For people who truly want it, and Anita, you're saying you're one of them. For people that truly want that truly desire to see their vision come to life, you're willing to put in the work. You're willing to invest in yourself. You're willing to listen and be coachable, right? You're willing to face the things that are within you that may be holding you back. You're willing to face your limiting beliefs, right? And so I had to be willing to face my mindset of scarcity around clients. Because what I was ultimately saying is, before I made this decision I made yesterday, what I was saying is that I want to work with entrepreneurs and I want to work with aspiring entrepreneurs. But really what I was saying subconsciously is I don't want to close myself off to, I don't want to close myself off to clients, because if I say that I only want to work with entrepreneurs, then that means that everybody else out in the world that could benefit from my gifts and from what I do as a mindset coach, won't see me, or that I won't be able to go out there and provide a service to them, right? So I was living in a space of scarcity, feeling like there wasn't enough out there in the world. But the universe is abundant, right? And by me getting clear on who it is that I'm going to choose to work with, then I can call in those people who are serious, who maybe aren't fully in entrepreneurship yet. Maybe they're in corporate America working on their business on the side, but they're doing the work, right? And they're willing to do the work. And I'm also talking to those people who are fully in entrepreneurship already in the first, their first, second, or third year, and they're ready to freaking explode. They're ready to up level their whole entire existence, right? And so I went through and I laid out exactly who this woman is. And so what I would say to you, Anita, you said, oh, wait, I just saw you put another comment here. You're saying that, yes, you want to do that for yourself because you're tired of doing it for your employer. It's gaining clarity. It's literally writing down, pen and paper, what do I want, right? And you said yes for their dreams. So now it's my time. Have tried rentals and clothing, just need longevity, stability, and continued growth. Absolutely. And, and here's the other thing that's important to go with that too, Anita, is, and I wrote a post about this the other day, about not being afraid to fail. Right? I was sitting at the beach about a week or so ago, and I was just sitting in silence and meditating and just having my time with God. And I heard my spirit say to me, I'm not afraid of failure, right? Because here's the other thing. When you desire to have your dream come to life, when you desire to get out there and do what it is that you are truly meant to do, failure is just another step closer to what it is that you really desire, right? Failure is not failure. It is simply a course correction. It is, okay, I put myself out there, that didn't work, now I need to go here, right? And so We want to have that certainty. We want to have that knowledge that, okay, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out right. But that is not what we need to be, hanging our hats on. Okay. The thing is, your purpose and what it is that you're meant to do in this world is bigger than you. It's bigger than you. Right. And so maybe, like you said, Anita, you've tried rentals and you've tried clothing. And so it sounds like what you're saying is, okay, you tried that, but that didn't work for you, right? So that's fine. So if you're being completely honest with yourself and ask yourself this question, if I could have it any way that I want, if I can have it any way that I want and there's no rules, I've got a magic wand and I can just flick my wrist and make it happen, what is it that I would then be doing? Right? So that is a great question, Anita, for you to ask yourself, what is it that I would really be doing if I knew I could snap my fingers and I could just make it happen? What would that be? Sit down with that and think about that and get honestly, what it is, get honest about what it is that you need. You say, exactly, I need the coach and I'm coachable. I sought info independently, so I have the desire. Yes, Clarity, thanks for your encouragement. This connection, I've prayed for this. Yes. And here's the thing that's beautiful about this, Anita. When the student is ready, it's like the teacher appears, right? It's like when we finally make that decision to say, yes, this is what I want, draw my line in the sand, and we actually start getting to work on trying to find, our way and our path, we're then presented with the opportunities. We're presented with the live streams. We're presented with the coach. We're presented with the program. We're presented with, whatever it may be that we need, right? And then it's up to us to open ourselves up to, okay, what do I need to do? What is it that I need to be doing differently, right? And we can actually, definitely go into that, because the thing is we hold ourselves back. We hold ourselves back by what we have going on up here. Right? The thoughts that we carry around in our minds and the things that we say and the things that we think habitually every single day, that is what leads us out of alignment down our true path, right? Healthcare consultant. Okay, girl, Anita. Healthcare, that's so funny, because I used to do healthcare consulting before I launched my business, right? I did that for how many years? Like 3 years. I did healthcare consultancy, right? And here's the thing with that. So that's what you want to do. You want to get yourself out there and be a healthcare consultant. And let me tell you this, healthcare consultants are truly needed in the industry. Okay, I will tell you that now, because I've managed, at one time I was managing like 6 different healthcare offices, and I was their consultant and I was their manager, right? And then I worked in another office and I worked on the other side of it, like for billing and all that stuff, right? And these doctors and these facilities need the person with good business sense and with that forward thinking and the know-how of how, medical office flow works and what staff should be doing and how many staff that you need and the processes and protocol. That all needs to be in place, and they need to know that, right? So let me ask you this, Anita. What is it that you feel is holding you back from putting yourself out there as a healthcare consultant? What thoughts come up to you when you see yourself out there claiming and owning the fact that, yes, I'm a healthcare consultant? Is that what you do now, or is that what you want to do? Clarify that for me, because maybe I'm thinking that is what you are wanting to do, but maybe what you're saying is that's what you do now. So tell me, clarify that for me. Is healthcare consultants what you're doing now or what you want to be doing? Let me know that. Because here's where I'm going to go with that is I see. All right. So you said, so thanks. So I'm a travel LPN, MDS coordinator now. So Sorry, writing. Do I have all the education? Okay. So it comes down to what it really comes down to. What you're saying is, am I qualified enough to do this? Is what you're saying to yourself, and what's coming up within you. Am I qualified to be doing the work that I really want to be doing? And here's what I'm going to tell you. You were qualified the moment the desire bubbled up inside of you. The moment the desire bubbled up inside of you that said, yes, I want to be a healthcare consultant, you are immediately qualified. Because here's what I believe, and maybe you share the same belief. The desires that we have inside of us, they aren't ones that we just make up. Like, we didn't make up, you didn't make up this desire to be a healthcare consultant. I didn't make up this desire to be a speaker, author, and mindset coach. They were put there by my creator, right? So if they were put there by him, then who am I to then say, oh, I cannot be good enough for this? We're innately already good enough simply because we exist in this world, right? Simply because we wake up every single day and we're breathing. That right there says to us that we are qualified, right? And so by feeling like we aren't qualified, then we're going to play small, and we're going to step back, and we're going to go, oh no, I don't think I can do that, right? Even though we have all of the education in the world. And I can totally relate to that, because I went to college to get my master's in healthcare administration, right? And so right after I finished my master's, of course, I was looking for work in the healthcare industry. And I, of course, got contacted by this large medical practice, if you will, and they reached out to me. I went in for the interview. I interviewed well. They called me a week later and said, we want you for this position. And here's what you're going to be doing. And I immediately was so excited and thought, oh my gosh, yes, this is amazing. But then my mind went to, oh, but wait a minute, Kendra, you only have a degree in this. Like, you don't have any like actual hands-on, experience in this, right? So I don't know if you're qualified to be running, multi-million-dollar medical offices, right? And being the one that's overseeing all the supplies and the drugs and the employees and working with doctors, right? And I literally went into that situation thinking I couldn't do it, that I was already defeated, right? And because of that, that's how my energy showed up when I worked with doctors, when I worked with my higher up executives, right? They would look at me and say, okay, well, we clearly can see that you know what you need to be doing and that you know what to do, but your confidence is kind of wavering a little bit. And that was because I was allowing my limiting belief of I'm not qualified enough to get in the way of me actually shining my light bright, right? So you said to start this, I understand all parts of the spectrum. You're my confirmation. Thank you, God. Yes, cannot doubt and think small. Absolutely. And the thing is we've got to learn to trust ourselves. Trust the little nudges that you get, right? Trust the little messages that you get. Trust that, yes, you are on the right path and that everything that you've experienced thus far is simply preparing you for where it is you are to go next, right? So you already know that your next step is to be a healthcare consultant, period. And the thing that's interesting is you don't have to necessarily go through a company like I did to be a healthcare consultant. You can simply take all the skills that you have right now, all the qualities that you have right now, all the experiences that you have, and you can write them out and say, what value would I bring to a medical facility, a medical practice, a medical group? What knowledge, what skill set, what could I bring to them? What do I bring to the table? And I'm telling you, when you write that out and you take the time to write it out, and put on paper what it is that your skills are, what you've done, what you've accomplished, what, challenges you faced, you've overcome, how you've helped your current employer, how you've made them money, how you've done all of that. And you can easily see that you can take that skill set And you can transfer that into your own business as a healthcare consultant. And you can then go out there and promote yourself and say, I got you. I can do this. I'm qualified. And here's why I'm qualified. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And for some reason, as women, we have a hard time of tooting our horn and saying, this is what I'm really good at. Right? This is what I'm good at. Because we know we're good at it, but actually speaking it out of our mouth and saying, nope, I'm good at that, and taking ownership of that can be really difficult for us to do sometimes. Good qualities and skills are already in place, so God my work to this. Yes, absolutely. And the important thing, Anita, is just to keep taking action. Keep taking action. I always tell, my audience, my community, I always tell them, listen to me. Action breeds clarity, right? When you're actively taking steps and you're actively doing things, I don't care how small they are. When you're actively doing the things to move you closer to your goal, you're going to get spouts of clarity. You're going to get aha moments. You're going to get that opportunity that falls in your lap, or, the confirmation live stream, right? You're going to get those moments of clarity that come up. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. You're going to get those moments that come up, but you have to get in action. I can always tell, when I do a course or a program, I can tell when someone's actually doing the work, because they're going to have questions. They're going to have aha moments. They're going to have moments of resistance where they're like, Kendra, I really want to do this work. And I really want to, do this because I know that I need to get over myself. I know I need to get out of my head and get into action. I know that I need to, face this limiting belief, but I'm having some problems, right? When I can hear my clients and my students say that to me, I know they're doing the work. The people that are silent and they're not saying anything and they're just kind of like just sitting there, they're not doing the work. Right? Because when you start doing the work, you're going to have questions. You're going to have resistance that comes up. You're going to have things that trigger you and make you feel some kind of way. Right? And so that is what it comes down to, is work. When you do the work, it does work. Right? When you do the work of writing out your vision and making it plain, it works. Right? I can never forget, there's a verse in the Bible that says, people without a vision perish. It says that to us, like in the Bible, people without a vision perish. So when we don't have a vision and we don't write it down and make it plain, then we spend our time in the middle of uncertainty and indecisiveness, right? Yep, get out of your head and do the work. Take action. Absolutely. We spend so much time and so much energy going back and forth, and I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't know this, and I don't know that we could have used that energy on writing our vision down, making it plain, making it clear, and affirming it every single day. People that I work with, I tell them all the time, I am such a stickler for journaling. I was trying to find my journal. And I literally write out my goals, my affirmations every single solitary day. I write them out. Some of them are already in existence and they're here. But some of them aren't here yet, right? But I'm writing them out anyway because I'm writing them on vision. I'm making it plain. I'm affirming it. I'm agreeing with it. I'm praying over it. And I'm continually keeping it in front of my face every single day. And when we do that, we can then go into taking the aligned action to get us there, right? So motivation to dig on my old planning and do this already. Have some of your info in place. I might be reading that one. So motivation to dig on my old planning and do this already. Yes. Go in and look at what it is that you already know that you have in place and that what you need to do, and then take action on that, right? We tend to make this harder than what it really needs to be, right? And we make it harder up here because our mind is looking for ways of why it won't work, right? Our mind is looking for ways of why we need to kind of just like step back a little bit and not and keep ourselves safe, right? And so we psych ourselves out in our mind. And if we'll just pay attention to what are we thinking about this? Pay attention to what comes up when you start thinking about your dream and your vision. What comes up for you, right? Like what immediate thoughts pop in your head? do you get the thoughts of, oh, I don't know, that might be a little outrageous, right? I was telling that to my girlfriend a few moments ago. I told her, I said, this might sound outrageous, but this is what I want. And I was telling her the things that I want to see in my life. And she said back to me, she goes, yeah, I'm still waiting for the outrageous part, right? So we, in our mind, think it's outrageous, but when we know we're destined for something, it's not outrageous, right? I'm so glad you're here too, Anita. So glad you're here too. It's not outrageous. And so when we think of our visions and our dreams, we sometimes have to get comfortable with them, right? I love to speak, if you can't already notice. I love to write. I love to teach. I love to coach, right? And so in my mind, it's like part of my vision is, yes, I see myself, Kendra K. Woods, on stage speaking to thousands of women, right? And encouraging them and inspiring them and empowering them to live the lives that our wonderful Creator created us to live. And when I first had that vision, I was like, oh my gosh, really? But the more I have that vision, the more that I know that yes, that is exactly what I should be doing, right? That's what I'm meant to do. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And it may be a little scary, but then we've got to trust in the knowing. We have to trust in the desire. And we have to trust that if we go through the process, we will actually get there. We will get there. And we'll have some beautiful aha moments along the way. Hey, Tara. We'll have beautiful aha moments along the way, right? And so, that's exactly what happened for me yesterday is I had to realize that, oh, okay. All right, Kendra, you got to decide, honey. You've got to make a decision of who it is that you're going to work with. And you've got to be specific about it. And if that rules out some people, then that's okay, because then they're not for me, right? And that's the other thing, I would say too, Anita, is as you're going through this process and you're looking at your vision and you're walking through the steps and you're taking the action, if something doesn't work, if a person's not working out, if the opportunity is not working out, then release it and let it go, because it's not for you, right? We can spend so much time trying to hold on to what we think is what we think the outcome's supposed to look like. We're holding on to it. No. This is how I believed and I thought in my mind that the outcome was supposed to look. It's supposed to look like this. And so we miss all the other opportunities going by, all the people going by, all of the moments of clarity go by, because we're trying to hold on to this one way that we think it's supposed to work, right? And we have to be willing to release it and say, okay, here's my vision. I've written it out. I've made it plain. Now I'm going to release the outcome and I'm going to get to work. And I'm going to step into, that's the other thing. We got to step into this person. So Anita, you said you are looking to be a healthcare consultant. Go ahead and step into that role right now. Go ahead and tell yourself right now that is what you already are. Okay. You already are a healthcare consultant. You already know what you need to know, and think about who that woman is, what she would be doing and what she needs to be doing every day. And then you get up and that is what you do, right? And so for me, I tell myself all the time, I'm a leader, right? I'm a creator. I am an author. I am a speaker. And every one of those things I just mentioned, that's exactly what I am, because I chose to step into it and own it, right? I chose to step into my authority and say yes, right? So you said, yes, so comfortable with my desires now. And after today, I'm not reinventing the wheel. You have already done this, so I can do it. Exactly. That's funny you say that, Anita, because I was thinking about some of the women that have asked to join my group, and they've kind of been wavering on if they really want a business, or they need to be motivated or whatever. And what I've realized is, I'm like, look. Success leaves clues all over the place, right? So our job is to align ourselves with the right people who have what we want, right? Pay attention to what they're doing. Pay attention to how they're showing up every day. Pay attention to what principles that they are living their lives by, right? And literally all we need to do is the same thing, but in our own way, right? And so for me, that is one of my mentors right now. She's a multi-million-dollar online entrepreneur, right? And now I am not there yet, right? Yet. But I'm watching her and I'm paying attention to her because I'm like, I want to see what she's doing. I want to see how she shows up online every day. I want to see, how she speaks to her community and her tribe. I want to see how she does launches. I want to see how she sells her programs. I want to see how she's taking care of her body and her mental health, right? I'm paying attention to those things because look at me. If she can do it, right? If she can build $1 million empire, then I know I can do the same thing. Right? Because we came into this world already created, already with everything that we need inside of us, right? We already did. We already did. So that is my message for today. Please, what questions do you guys have? I'd love to know if you have specific questions around maybe something that you are dealing with or going through or want some, have thoughts about or want to go into further discussion about. Let me know that too. Let me know that. But I just felt really called today to say, okay, look, we've got to stop, saying we want something, but then not willing to do whatever is necessary, right? We've got to be able to do whatever is necessary for as long as it's going to take for it to happen to actually make it happen, right? And we just got to keep showing up day after day after day after day after day. And doing the thing that we know that we need to do, gaining clarity, gaining the momentum, and doing those things. And so I'm going to put the link actually to my blog post in this live stream because I want you to read it, because essentially it is me kind of saying to myself, I'm going to own who it is that I'm going to work with, right? And so, I said this earlier, but I said, I wrote out 15 points and I'm going to share those with you. The woman, that I work with as a client knows that she's here to impact millions and be a catalyst for change. She fully believes that her business foundation must be built on God and his spiritual principles, right? She's a quick decisive decision maker. She wants to up level her whole entire existence, not just like one little area of her life, but her whole entire existence, right? She's ready to get out of her own way and step into the woman that she knows that she's destined to be. Anita, that's you, right? That is you. Tara, that is you. You're ready to get out of your own way and step into the woman that you're destined to be, right? The other thing I wrote is that she has a mission and a vision for her life and business. She's ready to take action and do the work to face her fears, her limiting beliefs, all that good stuff. She's ready to increase her confidence and self-worth, right? And so that is me literally giving you a live example of me getting clear in my business as an example for you and how to get clear in your business. And so getting clear on what it is you're going to be doing, what services you'll be offering, getting clear on, the type of people that you want to work with, because believe it or not, we get to choose who we want to work with, right? We don't have to take in every single person that thinks they may be interested. We can literally have criteria to say, no, you need to fall within this criteria in order to work with me, right? And that's what I said at the end of my post. I said, if you meet the criteria above and you're ready to realize your full potential, then I invited people to join, my group or whatever. But that is you putting out into the universe and to God saying, this is who I want to work with. This is what I see myself doing. And then getting busy doing the work. Right? So read that. So Anita says, I go into interviews, say I'm a hard worker. Hold on. I go into interviews, say I'm a hard worker. They want to be sorry to hire me and I successfully provide. It's time. Thanks to take action. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And where to find, oh, I just lost your question. You said where to find your additional trainings. Perfect. Here's what I'm going to do. here's what I'm going to do, because I'm launching a course actually later this week called Breakthrough Bootcamp, right? And this is exactly what we do. And so what I do is I create digital courses that I do live online, okay? And so I'm launching that this week, and it's actually, I take that back, I've increased the content. It's a 7-week course where we literally dive deep into our mindset, into our limiting beliefs. We dive deep into the things we need to release. We dive deep into journaling, meditation. We dive deep into how to tap into ourselves, right? Because the point of me doing this is I understand that we need to be able to break through the internal mindset barriers that we set for ourselves, right? So Breakthrough Bootcamp will be launching this week. Anita, what I'll do is I can send you, if you'll message me, just send me a message here on my page, and I will get you that information when I launch it this week, and you can read over it. If it feels like something you'd want to do, then I'd love to have you. And then I'll also do one-on-one coaching as well. If you're just looking for, that quick, 30-minute to an hour session where we kind of dig into the things that you need to bust through and get into alignment with, right? And so I do breakthrough and alignment sessions as well, where I talk to people and we, based upon what it is they have going on in their life, in their business, whatever, and where they feel like they're hung up at. And then I help them and walk them through that process of, okay, here's what you're doing. Tell me why this is going on, where we think that's coming from. I get you to understand the reason, the way you're thinking, and why you haven't fully taken action. And then we discuss a plan to get you into alignment of what it is you need to be doing, right? So I do that as well. So Anita, send me a message and I'll be happy to share that information with you. So, hey, Arlesia. Let's see. Well, the people we work with, that's new. Yeah. We can decide who it is we want to work with. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Any questions? Anything that's resonated with you that you want to talk about more? Please let me know. I'd love to talk about it. Because that's the thing. I love being able to help women get past themselves, right? Get out of their head. Get out of their head and get moving. I'm also going to post a link for you guys. Anita, if you want, I do some free trainings in my Facebook group, Epic Boss Babes. And I will put that link in here as well. Uh-oh. So you can have that. All right. If nobody has any questions, I am going to hop off of here. There we go. I put that in there for you. And read the blog post that I also put in there. It's so powerful. And I believe it's really encouraging and really empowering for those. So definitely take a look at that. And I'm going to get off of here. This has been so much fun talking to you all. Anita, love that you were here. I love that this live stream could be a confirmation for you. Tyra, I believe you're still here as well. And Arlesia, if you're still there, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions afterwards, anything that kind of resonates with you, leave a comment. I'll come back and I'll answer those questions as well, okay? So for now, I am off. Remember, never ever settle, you guys. Never settle. Your best business, your best life is just on the other side of yes. We simply need to be able to step into that space of yes and say, all right, I'm going for it. I'm going to do the work, and trust and believe that it will come to fruition as long as we keep doing what we need to do. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much. Anita, you have a great week too. You're so very welcome. And you guys be blessed, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.